This is DVsW World podcast about living, loving, and laughing. Get information through inspiration and inspiration through information. Today on the podcast, we have the talented singer-songwriter Carlos in the building.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Good, man.
You feeling good?
Yeah, can't complain about it, man. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. It's Sunday. The sun is shining. It was a tornado last night. So.
Yeah, man, monsoon. I thought he was in Jumanji.
Me too. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute now. It's January. Why is it a tornado? But I'm feeling good today. The sun is out. So.
And it's funny because it's Charlotte weather is like you get that 1 week in January where it's just like 70 degrees.
Right.
And we're here. And then the next week, it'd be like
snowing. Snowing.
Nothing but snow for the whole week. Snow. But it's first of all, it's good to have you here, man. Love your music.
Thank you so much.
Love your what you call your use of social media. You're one of the most exciting people. Every time I see like one of your posts, it's like okay, what he's gonna do now? Like that.
I think, appreciate that.
Yeah, and then use Charlotte's like scenery very good to like elevate Charlotte in the whole, because I think you did one at that park over there by Ink and Ivy.
Yep.
The dance video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also know you for the guy that's probably gonna have his shirt off.
Yeah, 95% of the time I'm gonna have my shirt off. Somebody was telling me the other day, they was like, "Look, it's cold. Why do you still have your shirt off?" Look, that's my brand.
Exactly. Ain't nothing wrong.
So I'm like, if I have to use it before it goes away. Time is moving on.
So as far as your music, how can you give me a little bit about your background? Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And I moved to Charlotte when I was about 12. And actually, I moved to Charlotte because my dad was heavy into music. So my dad was a minister of music at a church.
Okay.
And they relocated him here to Charlotte for music. So I've been here ever since. But music has been something, like I said, it's been in my dad, it's been in my family. So I grew up around music. And then I'm also a pastor's kid.
Okay.
So you know what they say about that, but
what did they say? I didn't know.
They say that we are the worst ones, but I think they just have a different expectation of us because I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad, but
yeah.
So I moved here.
Compared to what?
Compared to some of my peers,
yeah.
Like when I be at school and stuff like that, when I was younger, I'm like, I don't even, at that time, I was a virgin through high school, surprisingly, but I was a virgin through high school. I didn't smoke, drink, or anything. And if I would say one thing, it'd be like, oh, that's those pastor's kids. And I'm
What? Got that negative connotation.
Right, so I'm like, you know what? So I just kind of accepted it and was like, it's cool. But that's what really got me into music. I was into musical theater.
Yeah.
All of the plays, when they needed people to sing in the plays in school, I was the one doing that, singing the national anthem on the intercom and all that kind of thing.
On the intercom, nice.
Yeah, so I was doing that kind of stuff in middle school. In high school, I kind of did some choir and talent shows and all those kind of things. So it's been going for a while.
Can you remember the first time you actually got accolades for your actual performances?
So I think that did start back in elementary school. This was a play that they were doing. It was like I went to a Christian, like a private school, so it was like a gospel theater play or whatever, but gotcha. I was just chilling, singing in the background, and they really wanted me to do lead.
Yeah.
So they kind of moved me up to the lead, and from then, they just kept using me. So that's when I finally noticed, like, damn, maybe I really can sing.
So what kind of made you like pursue it after you're just doing it basically for free? Now, so
right.
What made you pursue it like as an actual career? You already had the background with your father being in music somewhat, but he was doing it also for free.
Right, for free. Well, hold on, wait a minute.
Wait.
And then I will say that he was getting paid. My daddy was was very much about his money.
Okay,
so even if it was at churches, slide me my check afterwards. But for me, actually, it was my dad passed in 2017, and I always was thank you, and I always was like into music and all of that, into the arts and songwriting and things like that. But after he passed, it was like a awakening in my head, like, you know what? This is something I love to do. It's something I'm very passionate about. Why am I working a job that I don't like working when I could be doing something that I love to do and make a living from that? Yes. So that right there for me, 2017 is when I took it and I just ran full throttle with it. And I'm just like, if I can do this every day of my life, if I can touch somebody with my music, why not do it and get paid to do it? Yeah, I'm down.
So what is your style? What is kind of like What do you pull from as far as your music is concerned?
So I'm very R&B.
Yep.
Like I'm R&B to the core, and when I say R&B, I mean like the '90s R&B.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's my type of music, and so for me, I pull from like inspiration. I would say from those '90s R&B artists like Carl Thomas and Tank and Avant and
Okay.
Usher back, when in the '90s and when he was doing his thing, and those guy groups like Drew Hill and Boyz II Men and those kind of guys, like that drives me when it comes to music, and I want my music to be as timeless as that music is.
Yep.
So like you have that music and people still sampling that music
Oh,
20 years
yeah.
later. Like that's timeless music that I draw inspiration
I
from.
think Usher was just recently on a song that somebody sampled of his old song.
Yep.
And then he was on that song.
Yep.
I'm like,
With
that's
Summer
how
Walker. That's how you
exactly.
do it.
Yeah, that's longevity right there.
That's how you do
That's
it.
longevity. So, what do you, as far as your music concerned, as far as writing, like how? Cause I don't have like a songwriting bone in my body, right? So I just like having a blank piece of paper and actually putting pen to paper.
Mm-hmm.
How do you what is your process?
So for me, I write I write the most when I'm going through something, whether it's a positive or a negative emotion. Okay. Sometimes I'll be at work and I'll have to like skip away to the bathroom really quick because I have a melody in my head. I need to, and I use notes and memos and voice memos on my phone like every day because I'll have a melody, I'll record that, and then I'll go, and then I'll write something to it. And for me, it's an isolated process most of the time. I kind of like to be in my own space when I'm writing, so that way it can come from a genuine place and it's not sounding like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's authentic and it's real. So for me, it's like writing poetry.
Yeah.
So you have that feeling and you just put it down.
Yeah. So is it more you doing the voice memos, or are you doing the voice memos to hold the melody, or are you doing voice memos to actually write the song?
I do the voice memos to hold the melody.
Okay.
Because it's when you have so many things going on in your head,
Yeah.
I'll have a melody and I'm like, oh, this is a bomb ass melody. Then 2 hours later, I'm like, damn, what was that I did? So now I'll record it so that I can go back later and put the words to it.
So what's your, right now, I know it's going to be like choosing one of your babies, but what is your favorite song you've created so far? That you would be like, okay, hey, you want to try, you're trying to promote yourself to not this president, but let's say Barack, right?
I would have to say, and it's crazy because it was one of my first, it was my first song that I put out, and people are still like coming to me about the song, but it's called Selfish. Yeah. And that was my very first song, and that's my baby. I've done acoustic version of it, I've done live version of it, I've done the studio version of it. So, yeah, that's my baby right there. And
as far as like let's go into your social media presence. I feel like you're trying to create like a vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to like create like the next like Crank That Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as using social media, what is your inspiration for like your videos? And I think you have a music video out as well, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go for the music video first, because I would love how you even came up with that creative process, because I know that can be like time staking, like with just getting everybody together, getting all the shoots, getting all the frames, everything like that. How did you, first of all, come up with the concept, and then how did you put that in motion? So, and that's for Bad Guy. And for me, that video and the challenge is going on right now. I know you said Crank That Soulja Boy, trying to get that movement going on. So yeah, that's that Bad Guy challenge, and we giving away money. So for me, when it came to the creativity process of that video, it was everything has to relate for me. So when I listen to the words of the song, and actually this Bad Guy video is like a chapter in a whole story. Because when I put out my EP, we're putting out a visual for it too, and all of the videos are going to connect to each other. So I would say like something like somebody else's that somebody did this before, but I can't say his name right now.
So yeah, it's gonna be kind of like that, and and I take inspiration from like when it comes to that, like Beyonce with Lemonade, and how you put that whole story together. And so for me, and this one, it's kind of like me following a couple, and chasing after this couple, almost on like a Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel kind of situation.
Yes.
So For that one, it was we had to get all of the scenes together. I had to think about what was going to make sense the most, and it starts in this black and white kind of situation where I'm just kind of in my own zone and chilling, and then I have my friends, my other group of bad guys around, and we're just kind of chilling, and then this couple walks into our territory, and from there it's like I catch the attention or whatever of one of those people that are in the couple, and it's letting them know we start following them. It goes into like a different scene, and it goes all throughout this story until we have this dance break and everything. But for me, I had to start from the beginning. Whenever I do a video, I have to start from the beginning and figure out what story is going to make sense. Yeah. So we really, Jay Watch Productions, who also was a part of the direction, and my team, the Carlos Dwayne team, we really sat down and we were like, okay, what's going to be the best story? I came with my ideas, and they helped make it come to life.
So what is, as far as the dancing portion of it, have you always been like, you said musical theater before, have you always been kind of into dancing? Or
I have. Yeah, I've been dancing since I was younger too. Actually, I danced before I got into like singing.
Really?
So yeah, dance was first.
So what is your favorite style of dance?
Hip hop.
There we go.
Hip hop dance. Yeah.
Are you a crumper?
I never was. I never was a crumper. I'm the one who they be like, man, what the hell you doing? Because I literally would look like I'm having a seizure. But for me, I know my style. Crumping is not my style, and crumping is more of like a freestyle. So I grew up on choreography, so I've always been the one who could learn it, and then I could freak it. Yeah. But when it comes to freestyling, I don't know. That's just not my area.
Gotcha. So do you have a choreographer, or you kind of are the choreographer?
I am the choreographer. Nice. So me, and then my best friend, who's also a part of my team, Lewis, he also helped me come up with the choreography for Bad Guy. Me and him sat down, and we just kind of worked everything out. He's on my team as choreographer because he's into dance heavy, technical dance, hip hop dance, jazz, lyrical. So he knows all of those aspects. So we came together and we just made it happen. That's
dope. So this Bad Guy Challenge, can you speak on it, like promote it? Like what made you come up with this?
So it's crazy because when I would perform this song, and I was performing it before it came out. So I would perform it in a few places before I came out. Whenever I would do that dance break, it's like the crowd would just go crazy for that dance break. And then I remember performing one place, and I performed another song called I Got You. And I performed my song, and they were like, can you do the dance? Okay, I got y'all. So then I was like, okay, this may be a movement. This may be something that people actually like. And then the feedback that was coming from the video, everybody was like, I love the video, but that dance break. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's what y'all like, then let's do this. Let's do a challenge. And whoever can come up with the most creative video, the best video, and just put their own flair on this dance break. And we taught the choreography. Me and two other guys, I broke it down, and I taught the choreography, and I said, whoever can do this, I will give you $100. And what we're going to do is we're going to post it on I have a page called Carlos Dwayne Music that someone from my team runs, and we're going to put the videos on there, and then we'll have people come vote. So whoever gets the most likes or whatever from that challenge, that's who we'll send $100 to. So we'll cash app it to you right then. We're going to go. It ends actually on the 15th. But we're trying to see if we're going to extend it or whatever. I'm trying to see. But I think we were going to end it on the 15th, and then we'll let it vote for about 7 days, and then we'll choose the winner from there.
So have you got any crazy videos?
So far, I have gotten a few, but I think, you know how people wait to the last minute, because so many people keep on hitting me up like, my video coming, I'm like, okay, okay, you got to the 15th, but I have gotten some good videos though so far. Some good videos, and I can tell people have really studied the choreography. So we'll see what comes, and hopefully it makes it challenging to choose. So
what would be like a dream of somebody, like a dream ideal like career for you moving forward? Like after you come out of here, what would be like something that you would love to like keep on pursuing? Like, of course, pursuing music. Right. But what is the dream career for you? Like next steps.
So for me, I really want to, just being a singer and everything, and the artist itself is fun, and I love being that. But I really want to go into songwriting. I want to write. I want to write for major artists. So while I'm doing my thing, I want to have songs on the radio with this artist and this artist and this artist. You know what I'm saying? So that it's still expanding, because I feel like that's where, for me, I could be good quitting my job, not being able to, like, songwriting is money. Like that, you make so much money from that. And for me, that's the career I want to go on, because if I have somebody else singing my music, and everybody executes things differently. Yep. So the way I sing a song or I write it, somebody may execute it better than I may be able to execute it. So for songwriting, that's the next big step for me.
Is anybody in Charlotte that you're working with now that you feel is, well, I guess we'll go to this question. Who would be your ideal feature? Like,
Okay,
let me. It doesn't have to be in Charlotte. It can be anybody. Maybe somebody that you idolize or something like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with a celebrity, since I have so many friends who do music, and I don't want anybody to feel.
That's why I kind of extend it for you.
So for me, I would say I would go with Tank.
Okay.
And Tank is always been a big inspiration for me, and a lot of times. One of like our generation's baby makers. Yeah.
Like
yes. Like he makes the babies. And for me, I think that for me, I think our voices will complement each other.
Yes.
So I really think that, and his writing style too. And so since him being a mentor and somebody, I would just like to be in the studio with Tank and just absorb that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And just learn from him and study. And if he needs, or he wants me to jump on the track, we could jump on the track and do that. But that's who for me.
Mine's is Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy too, because Diddy gonna pull him money in too.
He gonna work for 72 hours, no sleep.
No sleep.
And everybody's drinking Ciroc. Everybody.
I'm down with that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So we're gonna go to the next segment here. It's called Shots Fired, and I call it Elevated Icebreakers. Again, it's gonna be like 25 different questions. I'm gonna keep on saying the questions. First thing that comes to your mind, just say what you gotta say. Okay?
Let's go.
All right. So this is gonna be Shots Fired. All right. So first question: favorite color?
Orange.
You're the second person. She just said orange. Favorite sport?
Basketball.
A favorite movie?
Loving Basketball.
Favorite album? And
Confessions by Usher.
Give me that right here.
Everybody agree with me on that. That's my shit.
Yo, man, that's one of the weirdest, from beginning, first track to the end.
Yeah,
you can play
all the way through.
Who's your favorite artist? And this doesn't have to be a musical artist. I say it can be somebody just convey emotion to you. So it can be a painter, a dancer, a flutist, whatever.
So I will stay in music because, for me, I would say, and I would say Beyonce, but that's cliche because just performing wise, I just love her. She performs her ass off. I look to her for that. But I will say Miguel.
Yeah,
I love Miguel.
He's good too.
Yep. I love Miguel.
I saw him. He I forgot what you call it. He was the first performer before a Drake concert in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, he opened up.
Oh, opened. Yeah, and he was killing.
Man.
That's when he was like, I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So he was like on the top of his game. It's amazing. One place you want to visit that you haven't yet?
I really want to go to Barcelona, Spain.
Okay. Yeah.
I really do.
What place would you go in the apocalypse?
To church. If it's an apocalypse, I need to take my ass to church because I might be left here. So in the apocalypse, I'm going to church.
You gonna repent?
Yeah, I gotta repent. I gotta get right because I can't.
That was a good one. Who is your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. I don't know if I have a celebrity crush. Yeah, I don't know if I do. I think anybody who can sell me sex appeal. Okay, I'm gonna use Beyonce for that one. So I put Beyonce for that one.
Okay.
Because it's a subtle sex appeal that's very classy and it's just captivating.
It's the voice.
It's the voice, the way she sells it, like everything. I would say Beyonce. I used to have a notebook that had all Beyonce pictures in it.
Oh, really?
Literally,
okay,
for real, crush.
You got it from. Who would be your? Okay, who would be your first guest on your talk show, dead or alive?
So I'm gonna bring Whitney Houston.
Okay. And what would be the first question you ask her?
I don't know. I would just ask Whitney, what is it that you have always wanted us to know about you that the world didn't give you a chance to open up about, because everybody kept targeting her for certain things and the things that weren't good and the controversy and all that. And I just would want Whitney to just be you for 10 minutes. I just want you to be you and just tell us the inside of Whitney without all of the glitz and the glam and the trying to cover up for the media.
Yep. All the other stuff that was happening in her
Yeah.
life. She probably had like an interesting ass story.
She probably did. I believe it.
Who would play you in a movie?
Let me see. So maybe, that's a hard one. I got to think about who looks like me too. Okay, maybe. No. Oof, that's a hard one. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this because he's one of my favorite actors, even though we don't look alike. I would say Omar Epps. Even though we don't look alike, and he's way older, he's just one of my favorite actors. So I don't know, and that's the only person I could think of.
Okay. What would be one superpower you would want?
To be invisible.
And why?
Because I feel like if I'm invisible, okay, I'm gonna give the pageant answer first. If I'm invisible, I could go like whenever I don't feel like being bothered, I could just go missing. I could just disappear and just be in my own world. 2, I could be in places finding out some shit that I probably wouldn't be able to find out if I was in the room. Hear some stuff that I probably wouldn't heard if when people know I'm actually there. So I would be invisible.
Okay. If you have your own show in Vegas, right? First of all, what would you name it?
So I would name it Your Favorite CD. That's
There we
my
go.
little.
Okay. And describe the show itself.
So for me, the show would be a lot of lights.
You have thought about this before.
I have thought about this before because I'm like, this is gonna happen. So it will be called Your Favorite CD. I would want lights, and like I said, my favorite color is orange. Everything orange in the room, like the seats, the backdrop, everything orange, like just an all orange room. And I would want it to be like an intimate setting, but still like big enough to maybe fit about 300 or 400 people. Nice. So I really would want it to be that. I'm very extravagant. I want shit hanging from the ceiling. I want people hanging from the ceiling. I want all of that. I want
Fire.
Big fire. I want a lion. I'm a Leo, so I want a lion in the cage. Like I want all of that.
I heard like every time Beyonce shot, because I went to the On the Run tour. Every time Beyonce shot, fire in the air cost $1 million or something crazy like that.
Oh, shoot.
And she was just hitting fire all the time.
All the time.
I was like, I just started counting. I was like, that's $20 million right there.
And it's probably because of liability.
Yeah.
But well, if it's $1 million, we might have to cut the fire. I just burn some candles. I burn some candles or some shit.
And just wave it in the
Yeah,
air.
we'll just wave it. Everybody wave your phones, wave your candle. We'll do it that way.
If you had to think about in a fairy tale, right? Like any type of Disney fairy tale, what would be the one that related to you the most?
Okay, I would say The Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
And, I would change it. Of course, it would be The Prince and the Frog. Mm-hmm. But her story of coming from a place where people doubted her, she was kind of the humble and the one that was working for people, just trying to work towards her dreams, trying to save up for her dreams. I think she had like a restaurant or something. She was saving up money and things like that, but she was working, trying to get this money for this dream. That would be me. And then just meeting the right person at the right time. She just met the right person at the right time who helped take her to the next level. Mm-hmm. So that would be me. And
then last question, what it would be your death row meal, last meal of your life? I need an app, I need an entree, I need a dessert.
So for the app, I'm going to have to take some, I'm a big cheese person. Okay. So I would take like some fried macaroni and cheese bites. I just had some last night, actually. They were delicious. So I definitely would take some of those for the app. For the entree, Italian food is my favorite, so I would have to get like a bomb ass like chicken Alfredo, like with all of the works, extra sauce, all of that. I need all of that. And then dessert, I'll keep it simple. I would just do like a butter pecan ice cream because I just love ice cream. So I would do like a butter pecan ice cream and maybe a brownie or something.
There we go.
But other than that, like, I would be good. I mean, and slide me some utensils because I might try to fight my way out.
Yo. So this has been the thing. I every time somebody says they never bring up, you gotta take somebody out with you.
Yeah. Hey, slide me. I need some forks and things like that. Let me eat first, then I might have to go after somebody because y'all ain't taking me without a fight. I mean, especially if I'm just here and I ain't do nothing. Yeah, y'all ain't taking me out of a fight.
And that has been Shots Fired. All right, so the next kind of moving on into our next segment is life. So I just want to talk about, and this is a heavy ass question.
Okay.
What is your meaning of life? And emphasis on your meaning of life. What gets you up every day to kind of pursue your career, kind of pursue like your day-to-day challenges?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that is a little deep. Let me see. So for me, when it comes to life, my meaning of life is doing something that you enjoy. Any ounce of happiness for me that I can get throughout the day, I take it because for me that's living. One of my favorite phrases, I even have it tattooed on my chest, is live free. And so for me, if you're not living free, if you're not living for you, if you're not living happy, then you have no life. And everybody has jobs that they go to and shit that you do throughout the day that you really don't want to. But if you can find one thing that just makes you happy, you have lived that day. And just taking risk. Life is all about risk for me. And it really woke me up when I realized like people are passing away and they die with so many dreams and so much like
undone.
Yeah, so much undone, so much unwritten. And it's just like, take advantage of that time. So for me, life is really all about, I know it's the cliche saying life is about what you make it, but it really is about what you make it, because people complain and they, I hate my job and this and that. I stopped saying stuff like that. I just start saying stuff like, this is my job, but this is not my career. And I just start refocusing on things like that because life is short. So I feel like it's almost like it's a book. Life is like a book that you don't know when it's going to end, so you have to fill as much into it as possible. So for me, like, that's life for me.
Yeah, you make your own pages of your book.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. It matters what you're doing to see how long your book is.
Right. You don't want any blank pages in your book.
Never want any blank pages in your book.
So I look at it like that.
If you had a time machine and you could go back in the past to 14, 15-year-old you, what would be the first thing you say to yourself, and what would you do on that one day? 24 hours. You got 24 hours.
24 hours, okay. So 14, 15-year-old me, I would first tell, because I'm a very hard lover, and most of the situations I've gotten into is because of being in love with somebody. So I would tell 14, 15-year-old me, it's okay to love yourself more than anybody else. It's okay to love other people, but you should never put anybody above you. And I would definitely start then teaching my 14, 15-year-old self the outlet that I found now, which is writing and showing how important that is going to be in the future. And how it's going to get me through situations in the future. So I would, start then, and I would say, go after what you want as soon as you can. Don't allow anything to hold you back. Because a lot of things I allowed to hold me back that weren't even important. Now I'm like, man, I could have been doing this shit 10 years ago. So yeah, that is what I would tell myself. Like, very, very important to love you first, everybody else after.
That's deep. So that segues really into the next chapter of this, love. So I want to know, what is your worst breakup story? And if you cannot tell this because in the court of law there are pending charges, please do not.
So it's not pending charges anymore. It's not pending charges anymore, so I can talk about it. So my worst breakup, I actually ended in a sling. Okay.
In a
in a sling, like in an arm sling. Yes.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was very crazy. That's why I got to tell 14, 15-year-old Carlos. But so me, I don't even know how this happened, but it just was a bad argument. Me trying to open up a car door. I'm gonna just give y'all the brief version of it. Me trying to open up a car door, the car getting pulled off at like 50 miles an hour, and me like flipping into another truck. That was it. So, and don't judge me, y'all, but you know you had those crazy loves, and this was a few years ago. So this was younger Carlos, but you know you do that crazy shit for love. But that was my worst breakup story. It was like, I'm really laying here in the hospital for what?
Well, what led to this? There's so much untold.
It is so much untold. So first off, I will say this. That was not even the breakup part though. The breakup was 2 months before that. We had already been broken up.
Gotcha.
And we were still living together. We had a house.
Oh, a
house.
A house together?
Crazy. A house, dog, together. So everything was together. So it was that and living together with the emotions of this breakup, and then we're seeing each other do things that we wouldn't do while we're in a relationship. And that's why I don't condone. If you break up, unless you have like a very whatever, it's very hard to live with somebody, because then when they move on, then you start finding yourself being jealous, and then all of this other stuff. So that's how it blew up into an argument over like, do you want something to eat? Like, I cook. Do you want something to eat? Nah, I'm good. Argument
What you mean you good?
Right,
what you mean
for
you
real.
good?
Oh, so you ate with this person? You know what? I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna head out, because you know this is not gonna end well, and it did not. So yeah, that was the worst one. And after that, I like shot to LA.
Oh wow.
I moved to LA. Like, this happened, I want to say like April 28th, May 7th. I was living in LA.
All right, I'll ask the obvious question. What did you learn from that, that experience?
First of all, I learned get your ass away from this car, because I should have just. And the crazy thing is, the person, now the court situation is over, but the what is it, DA or whatever, she said, okay, you probably could have just got away from the car, but you know it still doesn't constitute what happened. But for me, I learned, let it go. Like, let it go. It's certain things that you want to work that they just don't work. And the hardest thing about it is learning to let it go. It's okay to let it go. Like, and not taking the emotion to the next level, because if it gets to that point, if it ever gets to that point, it's really, really, really not worth it. And so for me, I learned, don't live after we break up. Don't live together.
That's a wild situation.
It is a wild situation. And especially like
wild.
it's not like an apartment or something. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like a house.
There's a mortgage.
A rent. Like,
there's money that's been like you owe people.
Yeah. Like I owe people. So it was a whole situation. But for me, I think that's what I learned from it. Really evaluate the situation before acting, because a lot of things could have been avoided.
Okay, second question. What?
I know. Look, I'm out here putting all my business out, but it's cool. It's cool.
So you're an R&B artist. So usually, I think you would probably have a really good intense answer to this question. What is your meaning of love?
So for me, love is it's that feeling that you can't really explain. For me, love is every day waking up or being around this person and knowing that you feel secure, you feel happy. It's a sense of when you don't really know how you would be without this person. And that's how you know when you're like really in love. When you start being able to not picture your life without having this person in it, because they bring such a joy and a happiness and a peace and a place that you can go to and just feel at ease and just
fulfilled.
be yourself.
Yep.
You feel fulfilled. Like you feel like you're growing with this person and you're balancing each other out. And even your bad things that you may have about you, they fill in and make those things good. And you know what I'm saying? Like they help you grow. And for me, love it's a picture. It really is a picture. And if you're painting it together, it's just gonna be the best picture. Whenever somebody's not on the same page with you and y'all start painting two different pictures, that's how you know, okay, we this may not be the right type of love for me. So, yeah, for me, love it's everything. It really is. I know I'm an emotional ass nigga, but it's everything.
I'm not gonna say what people would say.
Don't be trying to call me sore, but it really is. You know, it's that R&B in me. I would say it's that R&B in me. Yeah. I'm the Keith Sweat, the crying on the track.
Crying on the train.
Yeah, I'm the crying on the track. So I'm the Maxwell. You know. So
shout out to Maxwell.
Yeah, shout out to Maxwell, man.
Making some hits.
I literally just did a cover for my last performance. I did a cover to his Whenever, Wherever, Whatever song.
Yeah.
And like that man made some hits, but I'm Maxwell when it comes to love. Like, you know, Maxwell, he take you on a ride.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so that's me when it comes to love.
So this is like off topic, but as far as covers are concerned, why do people do them? Is it just because you want to show your vocal range similar to that person, or is it kind of like, because I see sometimes like people do covers on, you know, at different performances. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I came here to listen to your music.
Right.
Like, what is it like? So
I will say, and I have learned, because I would do the same thing. Like I would go perform my music. I'm like, but I'm performing my music. I got, you know, but I will say covers are good icebreakers almost. Because when you perform a song that somebody already knows, it's a good way to introduce yourself. After you do that, then you introduce yourself because they already know it. They're probably singing along to it, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it's a good icebreaker. And then when it comes to like social media, you know, people do covers on YouTube and you know, all of that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really good to show. It's kind of the same thing, just in a different way. You singing songs that people already know they can relate to, and they can kind of just join in. People always want to feel included.
Exactly.
So if it's a song that everybody already knows and they can feel included, then after that you can sing all your own shit and they will be engaged because they've already included. There. Yep. So it's good.
That makes sense. I was always just like trying to understand. I'm like, okay, I'm here to listen to you. Why are you singing along here right now?
Now I would never do like a whole. Some people do though. I would never do like a whole set of cover songs
unless you're a cover band.
Right. You know, like if you're singing like weddings and things like that, and you're covering songs, like that's good. But when you're like an artist and you're like at a showcase, for me, I would never sing like a whole set of cover songs because that doesn't allow you to get to know me. I mean, you get to know my voice because I'm singing, but you don't get to know my artistry.
Gotcha. That's 100%. So you seem like a jovial person. You seem like a person that like laughs a lot, and sometimes even at themselves. So what is one thing that you use like on a dark, gloomy day that you can remember in the back of your head that always brings a smile to your face?
Okay, so I'm when I say I'm silly as hell, like I laugh at everything, but I laugh at all of that. Farts, like it depends on who's doing it. Now, if it's a grown ass person, you just let me walk into it, we ain't laughing. But I'm the person that laughs at even when it's something supposed to be serious. I will find something to laugh at about it. So for me though, I'm a big Martin fan.
Okay.
I'm a big Martin fan. So I can be going through the worst whatever. I can think about Martin or an episode from Martin or play Martin, and no matter how many times I have seen this episode, I will laugh. Me and my best friend, we send memes and GIFs and things back and forth all the time, and I can go back and look at those conversations and laugh because I just find something to laugh at with every thing because I feel like life is never that serious.
It's never that serious.
It is never that serious. Like, if you can laugh in your pain, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best healing for me. Like, I always will find something to laugh at. But Martin never fails.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because I'm in the same way on you, like a complete goofball. But then it works in my, like, sometimes works bad because people are trying to, like, look at you for, like, a serious moment. And they're like, yeah, you know, my parents died. I'm like, I'm like, and then you're just thinking, like, and then they say things like, oh, yeah, he got it, like, he's gone now, and I'm like, yeah, he's gone, and you're next. Like, you just say something like that, and then people are like, you have a dark heart. Like, no, just like I always try to make light of the situation because I think honestly, laughter heals people.
It does. It does. It really
And
does.
even when like you have a funeral and stuff like that, it's always good to get the family together
Yeah.
and you talk about what that person was like, and
Right.
it's always funny stories.
I literally was just telling somebody that last week, and when people were when they were going with the whole World War III memes and stuff on Twitter, I was telling somebody, I was like, you know what, and I feel like it's our people mostly, like Black people. We will find something to laugh about,
yeah.
like and like I was telling them about the funerals, like we can have funerals, and during the funeral, it can be somebody up there making a joke about this person that's passed away, and we're going to laugh, or about something that they did and everything like that, and we're going to find some kind of humor in it, because it's what kind of, I feel like it's what we kind of been built off of. We had to laugh because we've gone through so much tragedy and so much trauma. Like, you had to find something to laugh at and be happy about. And so for me, I'm like you, like, and sometimes it has gotten me in trouble. I have gotten put out of class. I have gotten at work, like, Carlos, hush, because I will find something to laugh at. Even when somebody is trying to be serious, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just, you know.
Yeah, what you said just triggered something that's hilarious.
Yeah, that I thought about. That, you know what?
This has nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with you. Like, don't take it personal. I'm laughing about something last week, but what you just said just made me think about what happened last week. So my bad.
And I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, sorry for your loss, man. Let me sorry for your loss, but sorry.
So, as I think this is the end, sir. This is the end. It's been great.
It has been great. You know what? We got through that. Yeah, we got through that quick. But yeah, it was great. You made me think, for real.
Yeah, I try to, I'm trying to bring it out.
You made me think.
Bring it out at people. But this is the time where you shout out the the challenge, the bad guy challenge. This is the time where you get all your social media. This is the time, if you have to take your shirt off, take your shirt off. No, joking. but
Not
but
today.
just get everything you have that's coming up. Any events that you're gonna have, like
Okay.
any showcases, any performances that you wanna that's gonna come out.
Okay, so I'll start with the social media. You can follow me at I am Carlos Dwayne, and that's CarlosDwayne. You can follow me on that on all social media platforms. You can make sure that you go. Bad Guy just came out December 23rd, so that one is out right now. The video and the single from my upcoming EP. So make sure that you follow that. I always tell people, follow this musical journey with me. It's you go follow my discography. It's going to be something that you're going to like. So take this musical journey with me. The Bad Guy Challenge is going on right now. Make sure that you go do that, because we're giving away money, and it's something that's fun. Like, I really feel like that choreography is fun. I had people hit me up like, simple? That's not simple, but it really is. Go follow me and look at the video. I have a performance coming up on the 31st, and this one is actually me trying to win some money. It's for $1,000. So I'm going to perform Bad Guy. I'm going to perform my ass off so I can get this money.
Yeah, if you get the money, then you could give the money to the Bad Guy winner. It's
Yeah,
all, like,
see, it's
so
all.
people have
It's
support.
all, so bring y'all asses out, because if you want some more money, come support me so I can get this money, and then we can keep it rolling from there. But
Where's the event?
yeah, this one is at it's a lyrical healing event.
Okay.
But this one, I think they're having it at Lawan Soul Food Restaurant. So yeah, so come eat, do all of that.
Black-owned restaurant.
Yeah, Black-owned restaurant, so support them. They're phenomenal. They support lyrical healing. Shout out to Portia, who is over top of lyrical healing. They support her and her movement. So other than that, yeah, I have the video, the song, the Bad Guy Challenge, the social media, and then, just hit me up. If you like something, tag me in it. I'll definitely repost it. I respond to everybody. So you won't be sitting in my message request unless you send me something crazy. But if you don't, I would definitely respond to it. Like, don't send me no shit that's gonna get me in trouble, because I am in a relationship.
What's the crazy ones?
Look, the crazy ones are, I don't want your nudes. Okay, send me the stuff about the music, or send me, even if you speaking and you saying, hey, whatever, I'll respond to that kind of stuff.
And behave with the nudes.
Yeah, and I'll say, hey, and then I'll restrict your ass from sending me anything else. So let's keep it there. But I love everybody who talks to me.
Yeah.
So y'all interact with me and engage with me and all of that, follow me and all that stuff. So
again, thank you for doing this, and
of course,
thank you for your time. So what I've been doing for everybody is that we have like an end phrase here. It's called "Love, Peace, Chicken Grease." So And the meaning towards that is, internal love for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that binds us all as different races, different cultures, everything like that is chicken grease.
Yeah,
We all eat some chicken.
All eat some chicken. I'm about to go get some now.
I don't care who you are. You eat some chicken. So I don't know. You can do it singing or you can just do it regular. Just say the catchphrase.
I'm going to put my Barry White voice on for this. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
There we go. And if you want to follow Drew vs. the World, Drew vs. the World podcast on all social media platforms. Also, drew.versus.world@gmail.com. If you want to send any listening letters, and if you want to be on the podcast, send any information. We got merch coming out soon. We got information coming out soon. We got live events coming out soon. This is our year 2020. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Again, this is Drew vs. the World. We out.